Hey everyone, so this is my first YouTube video. I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing, so I hope this is okay. If you can leave a comment or something to let me know what you want to see from me, or like, I don't know what else I can do for you guys. Yeah, so let's get into it. Today I'm just doing a fresh set of gel extensions on this client. I'm using the Olala Dream Pro soft gel extensions. They are amazing. I'm like super stoked on them. 100% get them if you haven't had them. I prefer them over any other gel extensions that I've used so far. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm just going through this box of tips has the size 10 and 11 in the size 10 section. That's just because there's no extra size for the size 11. So I was just organizing that a little bit to get the size 10s because the 11s were too small and the 9s were too big. So I'm just going to take a minute to size up the rest of her nails. So I just wanted to show you guys how these soft gel tips actually size up. So you can see when I push this one on, it covers the edges. There's no empty nail free. But when I move it to the middle nail, you can see that gap there. That is a tip that doesn't fit. You want to make sure you cover from sidewall to sidewall. You can see I use the size 7 for her ring finger. And I've just sized up to the size 6 to see if it fits properly. And yep, it goes from sidewall to sidewall, so that's a perfect fit. And now I'm just using, this is just an old prep piece that I had. The quality of it is not as good as it was when I first got it, so I just use that to prep the inside of these soft gel tips. When etching the inside of the soft gel tips, I also come around and etch the top part that's going to be placed around the cuticle. For me personally, this just helps me to make sure that the cuticle area is super flushed so that it doesn't look like a press-on tip. So now we're going to start prepping her natural nails. The first thing I'm going to do is push the cuticle back. Okay, so now I'm going to use the Olala, from memory, I'm pretty sure it's called the Perfect Prep Long. I use this for all my natural nail prepping. It is amazing. I can't fault it. Now I'm using my e-file on a super low setting, 2 or 3. I'm only buffing the surface. I'm not filing into her natural nails. It's just buffing the surface. We just need to remove that shine. This is one of my favorite tips. Spray your dusting brush with antibacterial. It really helps to get all that debris out and gets all that dust. It is my favorite way to clean the nails. After giving them a good clean, I start using my dehydrator just to dry the nails out that little bit more, ready for prep. I'm using the Young Nails Sticky Bond as the primer. Now I'm using Planet Nails Lastik as the gel. First thing we're going to do is do a gel base on the natural nail. So we'll do that now. When applying your gel into the well of the nail, you want to make sure you don't overflow it. So I just pop a little bit on. The more you do them, the better your judgment is going to be. So you can see there's not a lot in there. When I apply these, I really make sure I don't have any bubbles. You don't want to cause any lifting issues. You can see I go right back to the cuticle and I gently place it, making sure it is all filled. There's no air bubbles, no missed spots. You can see it did overflow the tiniest bit, but that's okay. I'm going to show you a tip to deal with that. I'm just going to quickly apply the rest of the tips. So now that we've applied all the tips, I'm just having a look at them. You can see there's no bubbles, but on the middle nail, I did go a bit much with the gel. You can see it's overflowed a good chunk. That's okay, we can deal with that. So what I do is I just get a no wipe top coat. I'm using Olala Super Gloss top coat. It is amazing, super shiny. What I do is I just go underneath with a thin layer and I just make sure I cover where that overflowed so that it doesn't stay tacky and the client doesn't get anything that they don't want stuck under their nails. These scissors are also from Olala Nail Supplies. They are my favorite. They're the sharpest scissors I have ever owned in my life. I use these to cut these tips down. This client wanted like a medium coffin. I unfortunately didn't have that size in these tips, so I chose long stiletto to chop down. The thing that I love about these soft gel tips is that they have a beautiful apex, but they still look really natural. So now I'm just going to use my file to freshen up this shape just to make sure they all look uniform. So now I'm just going side by side with the nails just to make sure these are all the same length, because I don't want any to be longer or shorter than the other ones, which you can see happened with the ring finger. So what I'm going to do is just chop a little bit more length off that, and perfect. They all look great. Now I'm lightly just going to file over the top of the nails. I want the gel polish to attach perfectly without any risk of it not adhering, and having an etched surface will help with that. Now this is my favorite part. I love mixing colors. Sometimes you just can't get the perfect color when a client comes in with like an inspiration set. This is what I do. I just mix it up. I really just wing it and hope it works out. So those are the colors that I started with. I'm using Sweet Honeydew and Devil's Ivy, both from Olala Nail Supplies. I'm just using a gel brush to apply this color to the nails. I really want to focus on getting it perfect around the cuticle area. So I really take my time to make sure my first layer is perfectly covering the whole nail. I did 2 coats of this color and cured, and now we are applying a white tip. I roughly apply the white where I want it, and then I go in with a thin liner brush so that I can perfect that straight line across. I wasn't paying attention when I recorded this part, and you can see my head gets in the way half the time. Really sorry about that. Now, after I finish this, I'm just double checking with the client on her inspiration photo. This is the photo of the nails that she wanted, but of course in a coffin shape. I just wanted to make sure I was getting those dots right. For these dots, I'm just using the larger size of my dotting tool and just kind of randomly picking up different sized dots. Okay, and now I'm just looking at these. I'm super happy with the result. They look pretty similar to the picture. I'm just using the Olala matte top coat, which is my favorite matte top coat I have ever used. I can't fault it. Again, it is stunning. So I'll just quickly apply that. Now this matte top coat does have a tacky layer, so what I do is I get a lint-free wipe with nothing on it and I just give that a wipe down, and you can already see the difference between that shiny kind of matte that it cures at. Alright, so this was the end result. I was super stoked on how it looked. I think it's super cute. So yeah, let me know what you want to see from me next, what designs you want me to do, and yeah, I'll keep posting videos. Thanks everyone.